Everything you've been told about the discovery of the Philippines is only half the story. Before the crosses arrived, before the flags were planted, and before the world called these islands the Philippines, there were kingdoms of gold. There were warriors who had never known a master, and there was a trade network that stretched from China to the Middle East. But in 1521, two worlds collided on a beach in Mactan. One came to conquer in the name of a king, the other stood to defend their home. This is the story of how an archipelago was born in blood, gold, and fire. Good day. Welcome back to the Filipino Nomad channel. Today we're embarking on an epic journey, not just across islands, but across centuries. For too long, the story of the Philippines has often begun with the arrival of Ferdinand Magellan. But what if I told you that our archipelago, our ancestors, had a vibrant, complex, and incredibly rich history long before any European ship ever graced our shores? That's the story we're diving into today. This is part one of our three-part series, where we peel back the layers of time to discover the forgotten kingdoms, the powerful traders, and the incredible people who shaped these islands before they were even called the Philippines. Get ready, because history is about to get a serious upgrade. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the rest of this amazing story. Let's go. To truly understand where we came from, we need to go way, way back. Imagine a time thousands of years ago, when the land bridges connecting Southeast Asia allowed waves of migrants to journey south. These were our earliest ancestors, resourceful people who navigated by the stars and currents, bringing with them skills in agriculture, tool-making, and perhaps most importantly, a deep connection to the sea. These weren't just simple tribes. As early as 3000 BC, the Austronesian people, skilled seafarers, spread throughout the Pacific. Our islands became a vibrant crossroads. By the 9th to 12th centuries, the communities here were far from isolated. They were part of a sophisticated maritime trade network that stretched from China to India and even further west. Think about it. Before European powers began their global conquests, our ancestors were already global players. We were trading gold, pearls, and timber for porcelain, silk and iron, stoneware from Vietnam, and textiles from India. Places like Butuan, Tondo, and Cebu weren't just fishing villages. They were bustling intrepids, thriving commercial centers. The legendary Balangay boat is a symbol of our ancestors' mastery of the seas and their adventurous spirit. Did you know that long before the Spanish arrived, the Philippines had its own sophisticated legal system? Forget what you might have heard about a primitive past. We weren't just trading goods. We had our own forms of writing, like the Babayan script, and complex social structures. Let's look at the Laguna copperplate inscription, discovered in 1989. This isn't just a piece of metal. It's a legal document from the year 900 AD, detailing a debt cancellation. Think about that for a second. It proves that centuries before Spain, we had sophisticated legal systems, a hierarchy of rulers, and alliances between islands. This single artifact shatters the myth of an uncivilized pre-colonial Philippines. It's a testament to a rich and organized society. Our society was often structured around the barangay, a community led by a Datu or a Rajah. These weren't just simple villages or independent states, sometimes forming larger confederations to protect their interests or trade. We had a stratified social system, the Maharlika, who were the nobility, the Tamawa, the freemen, and the Alapin, who were often indentured laborers working off a debt. It was a system with clear roles and responsibilities. Justice was swift, based on customary laws that had been passed down through generations. Our spiritual beliefs were deeply connected to nature and our ancestors. It was an animistic world, vibrant with rituals, incredible artistry, and a robust social order that governed daily life. By the 15th and early 16th centuries, several powerful kingdoms and sultanates dominated the archipelago, creating a dynamic political landscape. In the north, the Kingdom of Tondo and the Rajahs of Manila, strategically located on the Pasig River, were bustling trading hubs. They were constantly interacting with Chinese and Bornean merchants, exchanging goods and ideas. These weren't isolated communities. They were cosmopolitan centers. Further south, the Sultanate of Sulu and the Sultanate of Maguindanao were formidable forces. Having embraced Islam, they extended their influence across Mindanao and even beyond, creating powerful maritime states that controlled major trade routes. Islam had arrived in the southern Philippines as early as the late 13th century, by Arab and Malay traders and missionaries. It spread rapidly, establishing strong sultanates that were well organized and fiercely independent. This was a dynamic period of cultural exchange, with new ideas, technologies, and religious practices integrating into the existing fabric of our societies. Then, the world changed. In the early 16th century, a new power emerged from the West, a power driven by a thirst for spices, gold, and new territories. They called it the Age of Exploration, and in 1521, a Portuguese explorer sailing for the Spanish crown, Ferdinand Magellan, stumbled upon our islands. Magellan's fleet battered and weary after crossing the vast Pacific. First landed in Homenhan Leyte, he was seeking a western route to the Spice Islands. He was unaware that he was about to make a discovery that would forever alter the course of our history. He found a land rich in resources, inhabited by diverse, independent people, and unknowingly, he planted the seeds of a colonial empire that would last for centuries. His arrival was met with curiosity, and initially with hospitality. Magellan formed alliances, most notably with Rajah Humabon of Cebu. Humabon, seeing a potential strategic advantage against his rivals, embraced Christianity and performed a blood compact, an ancient ritual of brotherhood, with Magellan. This moment, often romanticized, symbolized the initial, uneasy encounter between two vastly different worlds. But this fragile alliance was short-lived. Magellan, emboldened by his success in Cebu, decided to assert Spanish authority over the neighboring island of Mactan, demanded that its chief, Lapu-Lapu, also submit to the Spanish crown and convert to Christianity. Lapu-Lapu, however, was not Humabon. He was a fiercely independent chieftain, unwilling to bow down to any foreign power. On April 27, 1521, Magellan led a small force to Mactan, confident in his superior European weaponry. But Lapu-Lapu and his warriors were prepared. They met the invaders with bolos, spears, and an intimate knowledge of their home terrain, turning the shallow waters into a deadly trap. The Battle of Mactan was a decisive victory for Lapu-Lapu. Magellan, the great explorer who had crossed the world's largest ocean, met his end on the shores of Mactan, struck down by a bamboo spear. This was a profound moment, not just the death of an explorer, but a powerful assertion of indigenous resistance. It showed the world that these islands were not to be easily conquered, and that our ancestors were willing to fight and die for their freedom. While the rest of Magellan's expedition ultimately circumnavigated the globe, proving the world was round for the Philippines, his death on Mactan served as a warning. The Spanish would return decades later, but this first encounter, this clash of civilizations, forever etched the name of Lapu-Lapu into our history books. He stands as our first national hero, a timeless symbol of defiance against foreign invaders. The Spanish were not deterred. Over the next few decades, more expeditions would arrive, leading to the successful colonization under Miguel López de Legazpi in 1565. But that, my friends, is a story for our next episode. So there you have it. The Philippines before it was the Philippines, a land of ancient mariners, powerful kingdoms, bustling trade, and a spirit of fierce independence. We've just scratched the surface of our rich origins and witnessed the dramatic first encounter that set the stage for centuries of colonial rule. In Part 2, we'll dive deep into the 333 years of Spanish colonization, the struggles, the revolts, and the rise of the Filipino identity that eventually ignited a revolution. You don't want to miss it? If you enjoyed this journey into our past, please hit that like button, subscribe to Filipino Nomad, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss Part 2. Leave a comment below. What was the most surprising thing you learned today? Till next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and always remember where we came from. Paulum.